Ty, I'll start with you, especially numerically. You guys were much better in the second half than the first half defensively and picked it up on offense as well. What was key at halftime to turning your favors in this game?
Just playing harder, understanding that, they're going to come in here and they're going to play hard, especially down, two of their guys, and they got a lot of guys banged up. So, they got a lot of different guys stepping up. Jackson, Beasley played more today. They just got other guys that got to, chip in for them. So, they were desperate. They wanted that win. And so for us, we just, I thought we weathered that punch weathered the
storm.
The storm. My bad use of words. I thought we weathered the storm really well and just figured it out.
Myles, the dunk. Where does that one rank for you in your career, especially it being a playoff game, and what were you seeing in that moment?
Obviously it's up there, but for me personally, I was just joking with my teammates. I feel like every postseason I get one of these, man, just since I've been in the league. So it's nothing new for me. I tell them all the time, like, I'm not dunking during the regular season, but, postseason I'll be straight. So I got my legs right, just saw an opening, and was able to make a great play.
Myles, I think after Game 3 you talked about your ego and how you let that go a long time ago, and just seeing how your floor spacing has been kind of the X factor, especially how, Brooke defends in the paint. Why has that been so important for you guys over these first 4 games?
Well, I think after that first game, we watched a lot of film and just saw, some of the holes in the defense and realized that there were open spots, for us to exploit. So a lot of it for me is just read and react, which is pretty much what our offense is. And, I've been shooting, threes my entire life, man. I think I didn't really shoot too many in college or coming into the league, but I've always been capable, and I put in a lot of work, to get to where I need to be. So, let's continue to keep putting my work in, and, the results will show.
Myles, what did it feel like to hear the crowd chanting your name there in the fourth quarter and then hit that 3 while they're chanting your name?
Yeah, that was special. I didn't realize I hit the 3 while they were chanting my name. I saw that afterwards, but that was very special, just knowing how much, the city means to me, and, they reciprocated that love. So it was a dope moment for me. It's definitely up there, and I got to do it in front of my family, and it was a very special moment for me. But, we'll celebrate tonight. We got to get back to it, right back to it tomorrow. We still have one more game to win, and, never too high, never too low.
Myles, 7 of 9 from three-point range. How are you able to stay within yourself? And it looked like all the fundamentals were right on your shot this evening.
Same thing, film work. So I saw, some film of myself past couple games where, my form wasn't the right way. Was leaning too much. I was backing out of shots. So, I studied a lot. I have my team up here with me. My trainer and my two guys that work for me as well. And we spent a lot of time just trying to hone in my craft. And, I was able to get hot tonight. And, hopefully, like I said, keep doing this throughout the entire playoffs.
Tyrese, how much time did Rick spend trying to convince you guys that this was a dangerous team, despite the fact they were missing 2 of their top people?
I just think it was a point of emphasis. I think we got to understand, all year we've struggled when teams miss, their guys. And that's kind of been the story of our season, losing ones that were, quote unquote, supposed to win. And I think that, just looking at this, it could have been, like some call it a trap game of some sorts of, letting your guard down and getting punched. And, wow, another bad use of words. Sorry. I'm
Theme
so
of the
sorry.
night, huh?
So sorry. But, damn. You lay your guard down, and we didn't want to do that. We wanted to, come out and play the right way, and that was important.
Ty, in a series that's also obviously the pace is a little bit down from what you're used to, how important has it been for you to control that tempo and find gaps, take advantage of transition plays and just be able to put them on their back heels?
Yeah, it's just important for us to, do our thing. And, I think the way games go, like Game 1, I felt like they dictated the tempo. And I would say the story of the last three games is that we have. And usually that comes from who can get enough stops to really play their style of play. And in the first game, they got more than enough stops. And I thought a lot of that was on us. We made a decision after Game 1 that no matter what, we were going to dictate the pace on makes, on misses. And that's really how we've, created our identity the whole year. I think people know on makes, on misses, we're pushing the ball. And I think that that's important for us. So we've kind of got back to that in the last 3 games. And, in a world, in a league that says, oh, you can't play fast in the playoffs, we don't really believe in that. We're going to be who we are and put our identity and our imprint on every game.
Myles, excuse me, what goes through your head in one of those intense moments where your teammate is kind of getting into a scuffle there in the first quarter. And I know you want to come to his defense, but at the same time, you don't want to jeopardize yourself. And it was obviously an intense moment for everyone out.
Yeah, it's hard, especially you're already jacked up enough as it is because it's the playoffs. And then I had my back turned, but then when I saw it escalate, my first instinct is protect your teammate. And the more than likely, you already know when something happens, security's going to run in there, teams going to run in there. Like, our security was on it and whatnot. But I am proud of Drew just, for standing tall. I mean, I think in those moments, it's just an intimidation thing, and I just don't think it really works, very well with him. So he was able to stay in the game, which was very key. And, that Roo-Rah stuff, I mean, we've seen it before.